has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible. Hanging out the bad seed, the broken egg, the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are live in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags to ready traffic, some kind of fashion shake-it-up, along with the golf guru himself, the ticket-cashing, tater-topping Carver High. Mafia running it, along with Luke, I am your father. It's C2C on a Thirsty Thursday. The rundown, Morency, a double shot this very hour from Vancouver. Of course, you catch him on Sports Rage, late nights at 10 Eastern, and here on C2C every day. Later this hour, Cody Decker, our boy from Mad Dog Radio on Sirius XM to talk baseball. And in the final hour, Coach James Young, our hoop analyst, my boy, will talk about the WNBA resuming tonight, and they're having this massive special going on right now with the full schedule release, apparently, today, Carver High. They've been doing it in drips daily, the Christmas games. Then it was the cup games and the groups, and then the Tuesday and Friday cup games. And now today, I think they're doing the rest of the schedule. So it's all very exciting and very confusing.
Yeah, honestly, they need to get a hold of themselves with their schedule release. Everybody plays 82 games. It goes on for months. It's not like the NFL. Everybody wants to be the NFL now when it comes to this stuff. Like, you know how it goes. People wait for months for that NFL schedule because it's, you circle the dates on the calendar. It's only 17 games, and there's that's not the NBA. Nobody is circling days on the NBA calendar when it comes out. They should be doing, who does it right, Scotty? The NHL and Major League Baseball. You want to know why? They don't make a big deal about it. Here's the facts. Here's when you're playing. Here's the schedule. Go ahead. We'll see you in October. That's what the NHL does. That's what the NBA should do, because they don't matter that much. To have a full 5 days of drops of schedules of their games, it just doesn't. They don't have that much juice. They're not the NFL as much as they want to be. They're not. So there you go. Now they got the schedule out. Are we good now, Scotty? They got it all out? Whole schedule's out for the NBA? Good. Everybody
I think they have it out. And I got to tell you, thank God I didn't hold my breath.
You're right about that. Jeez. All right. We got a lot going on here this afternoon. Of course, we have some live baseball happening, including 3 games. 6-4. Mets lead the A's at Citi Field. They just got second homer of the day from Mark Vientos. He's homered twice for the Mets. They now extend to 6-4. They had a 5-0 lead in this game. A grand slam by J.J. Bleday, a day late and $1 short. We had him yesterday. But Vientos now extends it out to 6-4.
Is that like the bidets in my toilet?
Yeah, sort of like that. Not exactly the same spelling for that, but it's close. It sounds like it's close, that's for sure. We have 1-0 going to the 8th in Detroit between the Mariners and the Tigers. Of course, great Bryce Miller pitching outstanding for the Mariners today. All they've gotten is a bases-loaded walk in the first inning. That has been all the scoring in this game between the Mariners and the Tigers. Amazing indeed. And Brewers and the Dodgers 3-3 going to the top of the 4th. Brewers took a 3-0 lead in the first in this game. Homers by Chiriot and William Contreras. Dodgers just got 3 back. They got 2 in the second, 1 in the third on an RBI single by Gavin Lux. So 3-3 as they go to the 4th inning in Milwaukee. We have one other game that is going to start in about 35-40 minutes out at Oracle, and that is the Braves, Scotty, looking for all 4 against the Giants out in the Bay, and they will try today. Great pitching matchup. Max Fried against Logan Webb this afternoon. Minus 115 for the Giants, minus 105 for the Braves, and a 7.5, the low total, of course.
Well, I mean, they beat them the first three. We hit the bet last night on them, going back to the well with the Braves. And I think, frankly, Fried can beat Webb today and sweep that whole 4 games. I mean, you take the first 3, why not finish it off? So, and then if the Dodgers lose that game, and Arizona and San Diego obviously don't play today, but their lead will go down to 2 games in the West, because it went to 2.5 last night with their loss to the Brewers 5-4. So this is a huge game for the Dodgers today. They have to win that game, otherwise it's down to 2.
Otherwise, it is down to 2, that's for sure. So that's what's going on in the afternoon. Only a couple night games, which we will get to later on here on Coast to Coast. Also going on right now, we have the first round of the St. Jude Championship, the first leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs for the PGA Tour out at TPC Southwind in Memphis. It is a very hot and steamy afternoon in Memphis, Scotty, and we have Captain Kirk, Chris Kirk, in the clubhouse with the lead at 6 under. He had a hole-in-one today as well.
Whoa.
Out on the course. So an ace for Chris Kirk. We are currently holding him for first-round leader at 90-1, which we discussed yesterday at on Golf Wednesday. But I got to tell you, Scotty, I don't feel great about him getting through the rest of the afternoon with this lead. There's a bunch of guys on the course. I mean, Scheffler's 4 under through 6. Burns is 5 under through 11. Schauffele's 3 under through 5 or 6. So it feels good right now. We've got Captain Kirk at 6 under, but I'm not sure 2.5, 3 hours from now we're going to be sitting there cashing it.
Yeah, but just the thought of it at 90-1, my God.
I know, and I know, and I always scream about not taking the cash out. The cash out was enormous a few hours ago. I probably should have, but I did not. So we're going to let this puppy ride, and we're going to see if we can get it home. Taylor Pendrith and Matthew Pavon are also at 5 under. Justin Rose, Ben Griffin, Tommy Fleetwood, Brendan Todd, and Scotty Scheffler, as you mentioned, are all 4 under. So that is underway as well this afternoon. We'll get into everything from last night and tonight. How about a trade in the NFL last night, Scotty? We talked a lot about it. It wasn't yesterday when we brought up that the Patriots were lightly shopping Matthew Judon. I guess they lightly found a buyer. 3rd-round pick sold off to Atlanta for Matthew Judon.
And he still doesn't have a deal with the Falcons. No. They have not been able to get even close to a deal yet. God only knows how they're going to, bridge the gap. I mean, the guy wants more money. I'll tell you what. Same thing I'll say. He was the best player on the Patriots, and he's going to be a stud on the Falcons. The guy's a player, and he's a ball hawk. He's all over the football field. He makes tackles. He sacks quarterbacks. He does it all. So just give him the money. The guy's a player. He shows up every week and destroys people. So I don't really know what the point is in trying to play games with him.
There really is no point in trying to play games with him, but they're going to do it anyway. They probably won't. You know what? I think a 3rd-round pick, if they think they're actually going to be good this year, if they only got 1 year out of them, and they did well, won the division, went far in the playoffs, and let's say they didn't re-sign him, I think it might be worth it. I know every pick's valuable, but if they think they're going to be as good as they possibly can, might not be the worst move. So we have all of that. Big injury for the Bills with Matt Milano. He's hurt again. He never plays. So Matt Milano down. He tore his bicep. See you in December.
Humanity.
You missed pretty much all last year. See you in December, Matt.
That's a bad injury.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingstrom to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingstrom, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton, who's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get two, he gets the lot.
Should take it the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot on the fifth leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
All right, you can catch Sports Rage weeknights at 10 East on all of our outlets, all of our streaming networks. You name it, on Sirius XM Channel 159, Sports Byline USA, all of their radio affiliates. It's Sports Rage with Morency, and we get him on C2C every day for a double shot. You're not happy with what's going on in Queens today, as they brought some kind of a hooker out to throw the first pitch.
Well, I don't know if she's a hooker, but I will say, I guess that she's the Hakua girl, which, okay, fine. She had her little 15 seconds of fame and glory on the internet. Scott, she was on the Bill Maher show the other day, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's pretty big. You know what I'm saying? She just threw out the first pitch at a New York Met game. And only the New York Mets, too. I'm wondering your logic here. That's what I don't understand with the Mets. Please explain this to me. But I got to say, you guys are the best at the first pitch stuff. I remember when you had Takashi 6'9" throw out the first pitch, and like the next day he got shot. And you were like, oh, we didn't really realize he was like a gangster. Like the Mets, how they come up with this stuff. I'd like to be in the office. Excuse me, sir. There's the teacher of the month in Queens out of Public District 118. She's doing a great job. I think it'd be a great idea if we had to throw out the first pitch, sir. How about, like, you know what? We got a factory worker. He's retiring. Lifelong Met fan, sir. How about he throws out the first pitch of the game? You know what? Can we get that hillbilly skank girl that talks about spitting on things? You know, let's have her. Even though, like, she's from Tennessee or West Virginia, wherever the hell she's from. Let's have her throw out a pitch at the New York Mets game in New York City, right? Because there's no one else. I'm sure there's no lifelong Met fan, season ticket holder, cop, fire worker, union worker, homeless person that can throw out the first pitch. Go get that guy with the cute Met dog that, like, they get money outside. You give the dog money and the Met dog gives you a high five. Bring that guy in, right? Like, bring anybody in. Let one of the effing popcorn vendors throw out the first pitch before this girl. What the hell's wrong with you? What's wrong with society? Like, how is some girl that talks about spitting on junk become a celebrity?
I know that it would appear to me, she's gotten very famous because of filthy things. It is awful. Let's talk about something more cleanly.
If
for
the Mets win,
community.
though, hey, if they bring her back, if they win, that's what it's about.
No, let's not bring her back, or let's not even talk about her. How about they're trying to make, if this is even possible, pitchers go 6 innings unless they get injured or if they give up 4 earned runs. It's something like that. There's rules attached to it, what baseball is trying to pull off here.
And I'll tell you what, you see, that's not going to come soon or anything. It's just exploratory. We're just talking about it. Yeah, just like every other dumb rule change that we've had, nobody really pays attention to it. Oh, they're only doing it in the Northern League. They're doing it in the Independent League, right? And, don't worry about it. It won't happen. Everything has happened. I mean, I don't even like this pitcher's got to face 3 guys stuff. And it's not up to you to decide how long a pitcher goes. What, because people got upset once that Paul Skeens didn't get a chance to throw a no-hitter? Let's change the rules and the fabric of a game we've been playing for 150 years. This is all Theo Epstein's fault. Just point blank. He's the god in charge of these rule changes to tell everybody the way the game should be. Yet it didn't need changing. And I'll be honest with you, the pitch clock, I wasn't a fan of it when it came in. I'm not crying about it right now anymore. I don't really notice it too much. I do notice it when I go to games, Scott. I think the pitch clock is good for television viewers, and there's more television viewers than people are going to the games, and I guess they figure people are going to go to the games, going to go anyways, but, let's say you go to a Dodger game, Scott, and this happened to me with the pitch clock stuff. It took me like nearly 2 hours to get into the stadium, essentially. It's L.A., whatever, to get to Dodger Stadium, get up the hill, get into the stadium. The game was like 2 hours and 12 minutes. And then after, with all the traffic, it took me like 2.5 hours to get out of there. I spent more time going to Dodger Stadium than I actually did sitting there. The whole reason I like going to Dodger, I love the venue. I want to sit there for 3-4 hours on a hot day. Right? I don't want to be like, okay, is this like a movie? Is it over yet? All right, it's done. Let's go, guys. Right? That's my thing. And I said, I'm not crying about the pitch clock so much. I think, the games do have a good flow to it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I will admit that, Scott. But going to the games, it is very quick. Fine. Okay. It's, but to me, Scott, it's you can't pick off more than twice. You can't come in and slide at home plate anymore. You can't collide. Right. There was a play the other day, man. The catcher didn't do anything, Scott. He caught the ball, tried to tag a guy. Oh, no, you blocked the plate. What are we doing? You know what I mean? Scott, what are we doing at some point? And I tweeted out, all these rules in sports, they're a lot like laws in life, right? Governments will pass little laws and stuff. You figure it doesn't affect me. I don't care. But then they pass 6,000 of them, and you can't even keep up with them anymore. And it wears you out, and you don't care. And the next thing you know, you're like, why did they do this? This is how baseball does it. They're just ambushing us with all these bad ideas, and they keep using them. That's my thing. It's not like they come to their senses. No, they keep using them. So I would expect it. Pitchers going to have to be out there. They're going to move the mound in. They're going to lower it down, or they're going to move the mound back. They're going to lower the mound. All kinds of bad ideas, Scott. Just why? Like I tweeted out, if Rob Manfred was the commissioner of the PGA, he'd suggest 12 hole golf tournaments. You say, 18's just a little long. We should just tighten it up a little bit. We did a poll focus group with a bunch of kids that don't really care about our sport. So let's let them decide what we should do with it.
The NFL adding games.
Well, the NFL's another one, with this onside kick stuff. Yeah. You can't have an onside kick until the fourth quarter, and you got to be trailing, and you've got to tell them you're doing it. So in other words, Scott, the Saints, when they won the Super Bowl because they let off the second half with an onside kick, and it caught the Colts off guard, and they won the Super Bowl because of it. They don't win the Super Bowl under these new rules.
So right now, I just wanted to check that game and see if it's still 6-5 Mets.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
Play. That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton, who's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on,
He doesn't just get two, he gets the lot.
Should take it the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot on the fifth leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
We're talking to Morency on a Thursday, coast to coast. Good to have you with us. So tonight you've got the Eagles and Pats, I believe, in preseason football in Foxborough at Gillette. Pats laying 335's the total. NFL Network 7 o'clock up in Boston.
You know what, Scott? Kenny Pickett will get a lot of playing time once again this evening. The Philadelphia Eagles won the football game last week against the Baltimore Ravens, but their offense was pretty putrid for the most part. Now, guys, for those of you betting on the preseason, you can really learn a lot by paying attention to the intra-squad scrimmages that go on during the week. You know, you can watch the video, you just sort of soak it all in because it's out there, and it's a lot more telling. But the Eagles have been like just sort of dominating the Patriots in the scrimmages this week, which isn't a full surprise. But the Patriots have punched back a bit. The reason the Patriots are favorite tonight by 3 points is because of their quarterback rotation. They play everybody. So you got Jacoby Brissett, you got Drake May, their future quarterback, their stud out of North Carolina, and you got Bailey Zappi. So you've got some quarterbacks there that, not bad as far as the preseason game is concerned. Much better than Tanner McKee and Kenny Pickett is. And I'll ask you, Scott, you were a Steeler fan. I think right now, Philadelphia is starting to realize we might have a problem if Kenny Pickett's our backup quarterback. You and I talked about the importance of backup quarterbacks. It's no joke. And there's a big drop-off. Like, Kenny's just not taking that next step. I know it's only been 1 week of preseason, but hearing everything coming out of camp here, it's not like Kenny Pickett's lighting it up, Scott. I want to take the Eagles tonight plus the 3 and just sort of hold my breath. And it's like, listen, I'm getting 3 points in a preseason game. But what I will say is I like the under. The Eagles don't care about the preseason, as evident as the players that they're playing. And the Patriots, they can't score. I mean, it was a low-scoring game against the Panthers. I'm expecting just a slugfest tonight. They've already beaten each other up all week in practice. There's not much more to be done tonight. I think we have a low-scoring game. Give me the under 35.5 tonight, Scott.
I think he's got to wake up and start performing because Kenny just hasn't cut the mustard. They ran him out of Pittsburgh. That was a kind of a nasty divorce when you really look at it. And now he's gone there and he hasn't done anything. And they're giving him all this burn. He's got to take advantage of it and start looking better, or he's not going to be long for this world in the NFL. Seriously, he's done nothing to help his stock at all. Now, I know you're jacked up about college football on a daily basis. You've been ruminating. You've been thinking about who you want to bet on. You've been looking at some of the early games.
Oh, yeah, I'm really fired up for this, Scott. And, you know, it's such a fascinating college football season, guys. And it will be for 2 years. They keep on changing things all the time. So we're going to 12 teams right now in the playoff, but it's only for 2 years. And then we're going to 16 teams. So all we can do is bet the format that we have now and handicap it the way it is now. So the big debate, and you have to sort of lay it out here, Scott, because read the fine print of the new college football playoff rules. There's no limit to how many teams from one conference could be in the tournament. Okay?
Right.
So what does that mean? What does that mean? It means the SEC and the Big Ten are getting in with three teams each. 3 each. Not 2, 3. Right? So three SEC teams, 3 Big Ten teams. Then you sort of get into, okay, which are the teams? But, Scott, I'm going to throw one out at you for everybody. A little bit of a spicy shot. UTSA to make the college football playoffs. Texas San Antonio.
The Roadrunners.
Yeah, which would sound crazy. You'd be like, what are you talking about, bro? UTSA making the college football playoffs. Dude, they got to get in. It's the charity pick. Like, you know what I mean? They get in through their conference. Like, dude, like, put it this way, guys. Memphis, Tulane, or UTSA are going to the college football playoff this year.
Yeah, I think Memphis is better. I think Memphis is better than them.
I love this Memphis team, Scott. And you know what? We could talk about them, bro. They brought in like 19 guys. South Carolina Gamecocks leading rusher. Tennessee Volunteers leading tackler. They literally brought in like 19 guys on defense. They know that their defense was soft and their offense is good. Problem with Memphis, that schedule's tough, Scott, but good football team, Memphis. They're going to be a fun team to bet on. But UTSA to make the playoffs, guys, 12-1, plus 1,200.
Dodgers are 3-all in the bottom of the 5th in Milwaukee. They need that one or they're going to slip to just a 2-game lead over Arizona and San Diego.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We got some competition. Let's rock.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment, a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
Play. That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get 2, he gets the lot.
Adam should take out the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot on the 5th leg.
Can Paxton deliver in the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time
Game,
and
jock,
delivers.
Animat.
Adam
And the winner
Paxton
of the
on
Modern Super
debut.
Series,
The boy,
Season
the fanboy,
Week 7,
comes to the
Adam
Super Series and
Paxton.
wins.
So Carver High last night, Atlanta did it again at Oracle in the game against the Giants. And not only that, they pounded them. I mean, they beat them by 11 runs.
They certainly did. Very big night for the Braves, who have had a very big week in Oracle, that's for sure, ever since they blew that game in Colorado on Sunday. 13-2 was the final last night. I had myself a nice late night ad with Austin Riley in that game, which was very helpful because we got out to a slow start last night. But Michael Harris III, coming off the IL, hadn't played in a while, Scotty. First at bat, bases loaded, blowing the game open on Valley Sports South.
So here is the return of Michael Harris, activated today from the 60-day injured list. His first game since June the 14th. This ball is hit deep to right. Are you kidding me? Welcome back, Michael Harris. A grand slam into McCovey Cove.
I mean, they were out there bobbing for apples on that one out in the canoes. Harris with the deep grand slam breakfast.
Very deep grand slam breakfast for him, that's for sure. So the Braves now, after that last night, still 2 up on the Mets. Of course, they both play today. Mets are up 6-5 right now on the A's. The Braves are going to start in about 5-10 minutes from now, that final game of the 4 in Oracle. So nice bounce back there. Yankees last night. Well, I told you that they'd smash them that last game. They ended up taking the series. 10-2 was the final last night. Soto had another homer, Scotty. In fact, he started the game with a homer, but it was Aaron Judge who had the highlight homer of the night. His 300th of his major league career, the fastest player ever to 300 homers on the YES Network.
A 3-0. Hammered in the air, deep to left field. History, number 300 for Aaron Judge. The fastest man ever in Major League Baseball to reach the 300 home run plateau.
What do you think of that, Cody Decker of Mad Dog Radio? When you saw Judge, they walk Soto, and then this guy comes up, and are you kidding me? Can you imagine having to be Sizemore and decide which guy he's going to walk with those 2 bats in the lineup? I said the other night when he hit 3, they should just open up the checkbook now and get it over with. And then last night, Judge hits another one, and he's just a freak. And now, I mean, he's up there with names like the greatest names ever in Yankee history. With and he's still got a long way to go, like 9 years on this deal.
Yeah. What was I thinking? Well, first on the Grady Sizemore aspect of it is simply this. Don't walk either of them. If you're going to put on Juan Soto to have 2 guys on base for Aaron Judge, then quite frankly, this is a managerial decision you're going to be living with for the rest of your life. And if your goal is to be a manager going forward, don't make decisions like this. Also, remember, you're the White Sox. We're going to pretend now we're going to know how to play baseball. Stop it. Pitch to Juan Soto, pitch to Aaron Judge. You want him to stop homering off you? Stop giving him pitches to homer off of. That's simple. And by the way, like I gave this example on my show today, dude, like the fact that it was like, well, he's hit 4 home runs in a row. Guys, Roger Maris in 1961 had 0 intentional walks when he hit 61 home runs, breaking the Babe's record. You know why? Because Mickey Mantle's ass was up at next.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that lineup?
Oh God, you kidding me? Roger Maris. Okay, we're past that. Now we got ourselves on Mickey Mantle. Yeah, of course, that's a nightmare and a half. But quite frankly, it's not that different than the nightmare that everybody's experiencing. Juan Soto and then Aaron Judge, and then God forbid if Giancarlo Stanton is healthy. It's a murderer's row, man. It's right up there with anybody in baseball, if not the history of baseball.
Do you think, the Padres and Diamondbacks. Like, if the Dodgers lose that game today, you may have heard me earlier, the lead's down to 2. And I know they're getting everybody back little by little. Betts is back. They got Buehler back, but he didn't look good the other night. They lost. Do you think that the way the Diamondbacks and Padres are playing, it's just phenomenal baseball that they can actually catch them and pass them?
Little bit, but a couple of the Padres have been dealing with a very lovely schedule as of late. Listen, the Dodgers are still the best team in their division. They're probably still the best team in the National League. They have the best record in the National League. And like you just said, Scotty, dude, everybedy's injured. Everybody on that team has been dead for months with the exception of Ohtani, who can only play half of his game right now. They get back Mookie Betts. Obviously, he's back to being Mookie Betts like he didn't miss a day. Max Muncy coming back at the right time. Then, you mentioned already, Walker Buehler, but he still hasn't shown up to being the Walker Buehler we remember. I love the Flaherty pickup. That Ahmed Rosario pickup, I think, is actually sneaky, an unbelievably good pickup because it's going to help keep Mookie Betts healthy, keeping his ass out in the outfield where he actually should be. And then, of course, you got Clayton Kershaw, who is back right now with the team, not throwing the same 95 to 97 he once did, but varying up the velocities of his breaking balls. The Dodgers are a terrifying team. Here's the thing, though. So are the Padres. And like you said, the Diamondbacks, man. The Diamondbacks are a criminally under-discussed team, and this is a better team right now than went to the World Series last year. I do think we're going to get at least 3 teams out of the National League West, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants catch a heater with that pitching staff they got and grab the last wild card spot.
Yeah, I mean, Snell's been pitching his ass off, and that, came out of nowhere. It was, over a 3 or 4 week period, 4 starts in a row. He's looked really good. He had a no-hitter. He had a 15-K'er. He had an 11-K'er. He's got his stuff back.
Does. Absolutely. And now you got the second half. They get back Robbie Ray. So just right there, that's 3 Cy Youngs and 2 pitchers. And then you got Logan Webb, who should have 3 Cy Youngs himself. That's about as good of a 3-headed monster in Major League Baseball as far as pitching staffs go. Now, their offense, listen, this is an organization that hasn't had a single offensive guy have more than 30 home runs since Barry Bonds last put on the San Francisco Giants uniform. Yet in that time, they've won 3 World Series, and it's been off of pitching. If this team gets to the playoffs, they're going to be a scary team, just like I think the Padres are a scary team and the Diamondbacks. But here's the problem. I think it would be best, and I've been saying this about the Yankees for about 2 months. I honestly think it would be best for business for the Los Angeles Dodgers that they don't win the NL West, because the bye that takes place in Major League Baseball playoffs isn't a good thing. It's not a reward for the best teams. Quite frankly, it's seemingly a punishment, taking offensive players out of their rhythm for 5 days and then putting them right back in. Dude, you gave me a day off. It took me a week to get my stuff back.
Hey, the Braves have been kicking their ass this week, though. They're having that same problem. They lost by 11 runs last night.
I mean, the Braves, dude. That you want a team that just can't decide if they're good, bad, or indifferent. Right. It's the Braves. They lock everybody up, as they should, by the way, and then everybody ends up on the IL. Then the guys that are supposed to be picking up, Austin Riley, I think, is a perennial MVP candidate. He's been a no-show this year. Same with Matt Olson, who led Major League Baseball in home runs last season. Their pitching staff, Sale has been unbelievable. And if it weren't for Chris Sale, this team wouldn't even be in playoff contention right now, which is why the guy, as of right now, is the odds-on favorite to be the Cy Young Award winner. And quite frankly, as much as I've yelled Zach Wheeler from the rooftops, Blake, it's gonna be Chris Sale, dude.
Yeah, he's a freaking 12 the other night against Snell's 11. What a game that was, that 1-0 gem. I got 30 seconds respectfully. Speaking of Wheeler, they finally won a game last night. They had lost 18-26. Can they get back to being a badass team, or do you think this is going to catch up with them?
I think they can get back to being a badass team. We watched the Dodgers go through their lull. We watched the Yankees go through their lull. It was only a matter of time before the Phillies do, because the Phillies live and die by the long ball. That's a hard thing to do for 162. As long as they're living and dying by the long ball in October, the Phillies should be going very deep in this playoffs this year.
It's always great to see you, Cody. I love you. We'll get you back on the show soon, hopefully close to the playoffs, and we'll bang it out. We'll even talk football with you. We'll talk some gambling with you. We'll get you back on for sure. Great to see you, my man. All the best.
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
Play. That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get two, he gets the lot.
Adam should take out the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot on the fifth leg.
Can Paxton deliver in the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match.
14.
Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
That's your boy Cody Decker, Carver High. He's a cool one for sure. Funny guy. I've always liked him. He knows his stuff, does a great show on Mad Dog Radio. And we were talking about Aaron Judge, and I was actually, blown away by the stories that I read about it today of where he is in the pantheon of all the greats, right? And then where he's going potentially over the length of this contract and where he would end up. And I read this story that basically at the end of the day, he would end up, if the numbers were accurate, they seem like guesstimates to me, like people, that think they know, writing stories that they think they can do analytics and math into the future and predict, the amount of sunny and rainy days and how many home runs a guy's going to hit, which I think is ridiculous. But the number that they came up with that I saw was 719. And you remember 714.
Yeah.
So they're talking about him going to that kind of career. That's where he's going to end up, somewhere around that type of number. Do you believe that? Do you believe that he'll stay healthy? Because he's had seasons before where he played 106 games and he had 37 home runs. Even when he doesn't play, the guy rakes.
I mean, that's really, when you try to have discussions like this, that's the thing that is the great unknown. I mean, all these people who think they know, or me and you could sit here and say, yeah, could he hit 700, 725? Could he hit this many home runs? Sure he could. How much is he going to break down? I'm actually, because listen, he's a big guy. He's broken down before. Give him credit. The last couple of years been a little better. I know last year he had the toe thing when he ran into the wall at Dodger Stadium. But, I mean, if you're telling me he's going to play 140 games every year, then yeah, he's got a shot because he's the first guy. I mean, it took him 955 games to get to 300. And that's not even close. I mean, no one did it in under 1,000. Kiner was 1087, Ryan Howard 1093, Juan Gonzalez 1096, A-Rod 1117. That's you're talking almost 200 less than A-Rod, and think about how A-Rod started before all the nonsense and the start that he got out to in terms of how many home runs
he was a pure home run hitter? I never thought of him that way. I always thought he was more of a gap hitter and a doubles hitter, a guy that could drive in runs and rope the ball into the outfield. I knew he could hit home runs. I saw him play every day, just like you did. I thought watching him have 5 at-bats every day was a gift. I thought it was cool, but I never considered him really to be a home run hitter.
No, and I think that when he, especially, those first couple of years in Seattle, I think it was that. I don't think the home run, monstrous 45, 50 home run year stuff started till he really got to Texas, right? I mean, that's when when we got involved with a few things, and then suddenly the numbers got ballooned. But Judge is a freak, and he's a pure home run hitter. I mean, that guy hit. You see,
that's it.
You see him just like absolute moonshots. This guy hits, and he's on a great pace.
He's a way better hitter than Alex Rodriguez, in my opinion. He's filthy, scary.
Home run hitter. I think he's a better home run hitter. I think A-Rod all around better hitter. I think all around A-Rod a better hitter. But Judge a better home run hitter.
Yeah, I don't know.
My opinion.
I don't know about that. Like I listen, and I actually liked him, and I was a fan of Alex's his whole career, but I think that he cheated like F. He cheated like F. And and not only that, he's one of the greatest liars ever. Like he's literally on par with Trump. Like he can go out and lie all day and people believe everything he says. Like this guy lies to his grandmother and gets away with it. Just everything's a lie. I will never forget him on The Fan lying.
Yeah,
he just came in and he just kept lying and lying and lying. This other guy, at one point this year he was leading in the Triple Crown. He can hit. He doesn't just hit home runs. I think people think that he just hits home runs. I flat out think that I think Judge is a better athlete. I think he's bigger. I think he's stronger. And I think he's faster. And I think that he is a better baseball player than Alex Rodriguez ever was. I really do. And I was, I was big on A-Rod. You've heard me talk about A-Rod you've been with me 10 years. I've talked about him always that I loved his game. And being able to watch him every day, like I got to watch Bonds every day for several years. I got to watch Bonds his first 3 years, and I got to watch him in San Francisco. And then when I was in L.A., I was there forever. And guess who they played all the time? The Dodgers and Giants. So I basically saw Bonds play almost his whole career on an everyday basis. And I've never seen anyone hit like that. And he never, he lied. And he acted like it was all of our fault. It was all our fault, the questions. Blame the media, blame the fans, blame everybody, but don't blame me. And then I'm going to be a surly asshat the whole time I'm doing it, that I'm cheating. Like he blew up like a Macy's Day Parade balloon, and he was hitting all these home runs. He cheated too, horribly, and then would never admit it. And neither would Rodriguez. They just lied their whole career. And then we don't have that problem with Judge.
We do not have that problem at all with him. All right, we will come back. We will get into all this other stuff. The A's now lead the Mets 7-6 in the bottom of the 6th inning. This has been a wild game. So the A's got 2 in the 6th to jump up ahead. Single by Brown brought in 2 for them. So they actually, got 2 there in the top of the 6th inning. And now the Mets are hitting in the bottom of the 6th. We'll see what they can do. Dodgers now lead the Brewers 4-3. That is in the top of the 6th. They just got an RBI single by
Rally
Enrique
Cap.
Hernandez.
Can we get the rally monkey going?
What a chance it is for Adam Paxton and Victor Tingsham to pick up their first weekly titles. Adam Paxton, well, it's been the dream debut so far for him. For Victor Tingsham, he'll feel like this is a moment a little while coming. A place in the final up for grabs for one.
You can do it. Make that double 18 away for a place in the final.
Wesley Plaisir was beaten, knocked out by Mike Warburton in a last leg decider.
Play. That is what they are playing for. They are playing for the trophy. They are playing for the big prize pot, and they are playing for a place in the £25,000 Champions Week.
97.
There is a point you feel that reality will surely kick in for Adam Paxton. He's here on debut. He watches the Super Series almost every single week. He was happy just to be playing in a group. This could be the leg that we talk about at the end of the night as being the one that changed the final, because Adam Paxton has just gone cold at the moment.
Bang on cue.
He doesn't just get two, he gets the lot.
Adam should take out the 16 out. If not, Mike's just behind him.
Shot on the fifth leg.
Can Paxton deliver one of the biggest moments of his career so far? He can. Double 12. What a moment that is from Adam Paxton. Mike Warburton was looking at 60 to win the match. Paxton, here's your moment. He approaches the jockey with confidence, with time, and delivers. Adam Paxton on debut. The boy, the fanboy, comes to the Super Series and wins.
So I see the White Sox are dropping ticket prices Carver High because they stink so bad, and no one goes anyway. They'll do anything to get fans with the season they're having.
They will do anything to get fans, so they have dropped them 10% amid historic struggles in the season. I mean, you watch the games the last couple nights, or at least a little part of them, kind of like what we were talking about in Arizona and Milwaukee, except they actually have a reason to not be at the game, right? Like, who wants to go watch the White Sox? Even with the Yankees in town, at least the Yankees would usually bring some people out, to see Judge, see Soto,
right.
But even that doesn't get it done in Chicago anymore. Maybe they just want to listen to that.
Night.
They just want to listen to that great new TV guy that they have. Party Southside in Chicago. Let's go. Every time that he wins.
I love that guy.
Guy's great. Rangers beat the Red Sox 9-7 last night. This was a wild game, Scotty, at Fenway. Typical wild Fenway game. Rangers were down 7-4 in the top of the ninth inning. They were down to their last out. They had a couple men on for Wyatt Langford on Bally Sports Southwest.
Low at first. Not a lot of speed out there. And Langford launches one deep out there and gone! Oh my! Wyatt Langford, a 3-run blast to the ninth inning, and he's tied the game at 7.
What a way to answer the bell.
That's how you call a game right there. Can you imagine you're on your couch snoring, you're losing by 3, you've already given up on your team, and then that guy calls that 3-run blast, wake you up, have a heart attack. Might have your heart explode like mine did when I was sleeping.
And then in the top of the 10th, Jonah Heim hit the first pitch of the 10th inning over the fence for a 2-run shot with the ghost runner on. So 9-7, the Rangers end up with a victory at Fenway. The Orioles beat the Nats 4-1 last night. Cleveland beat the Cubbies 6-1. So they take that series. The Phillies, we were talking about them a lot yesterday, needing to get off the deck, start scoring some runs at home. Well, they were down 5-1 early to the Marlins last night at the bank, but they come all the way back, Scotty, and they go ahead with who else? I mean, if you can get the Schwarber going, you're going to be in great shape. Kyle Schwarber clearing the bases on NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Swinging a fly ball deep to left field. Going back is Stowers. Back to the wall. Gone! Grand slam! Kyle Schwarber, the 7th of his career, and the Phillies take the lead.
The breakfast special right there. Your boy Schwarber going yardage. And what has he got, 28 now?
Yes, 28, like we said. He's going to get to 40, especially if he stays hot. I'll give you all of his August numbers coming up later when we get to the Taters, because I'll give you a little hint. We're going to stay with him tonight.
Yeah,
he's
of course.
So we're gonna stay with the Schwarber tonight, that's for sure. One other Marlin note for you. I saw our boy Scoop Mish say yesterday that the Marlins are not, or they've informed Sandy Alcantara they will not trade him during the 2024 offseason. Of course, he's out for the year, Scotty. The Marlins expect him to get healthy, spring training, and start on opening day for them next season. So that is the Marlins' plans with Alcantara.
I think he'll actually make that happen. I mean, he's going to come back. He'll have been out a year. That's normal, right? Like, so I think he's on track to come back and be, frankly, great again. I mean, most of these guys have that surgery. A year later, they come back. Their arm is stronger. It's like rubber. I mean, it is a common, successful surgery that works. It's been proven that it works. And strangely enough, some guys have it done twice. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't work, and then they fix it the second time, and then they come back and pitch and have a few more years left of success. I think he's good enough as is to do his thing, and he's going to come back stronger and better, and I think he'll win again for the Marlins. I think they're making the right move by not getting rid of him or trading him. Why would you? He's going to, I think, bounce back from this, I think, relatively easily.
We'll come back and we'll do the rest of last night's games, and we'll get to tonight, too. Limited slate tonight.
Let's go. Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship. The golf has been mesmerizing. They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
What is the ceiling for this kid? Now that he's got the money, and we saw something click with him, what is the ceiling for a Jordan Love in this Green Bay team?
Deepest pass target group in the National Football League. 2 stud tight ends. They're legit 5 deep at receivers. 7 bona fide pass target deals. Come on, man. This guy could be a stud. Top 5 quarterback.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
It just goes to show you how special this guy is, and I can't figure out why he doesn't cut through like the Tiger Woods of the world in that kind of dominant fashion in years past.
He stepped up to the tee box on the 14th hole, and he was 60-1 to win that golf tournament. You know, he was trailing by 6 shots, and he comes out on top.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
However many units are on the line, however many people, however many cocktails, like it's a perfect scorecard. And someone questioned him on one hole. He's like, well, one thing I never get wrong is the scorecard. And then we're on like 13 and he's added up and he's like, this is wrong.
I looked back from number 13 and I'm like, I'm missing $140 somewhere. I don't know where I'm missing it. And I'm looking back and I'm like, no, yeah, it doesn't match up on 11. And I got to track it back to like number 7.
Only on SportsGrid.